Good evening, I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching. As always, it is appreciated. A couple of things struck my attention in the past day or so, and I want to try and string them together into a complete thought. So, I appreciate you bearing with me while I do this. We had a terrorist organisation, or soon to be prescribed terrorist organisation, Palestine Action, break into an RAF base, BRIZE NORTON, overnight to make a nuisance of themselves, show everybody what demented soy boys and girls they are, and to obviously make a point for the Palestinians for whatever reason they think is appropriate. Frankly, I don't care. My view is that they are terrorists. They need to be locked up for a very long time. They've damaged Crown property, planes, and we haven't got enough planes as it is for the military, so they need severe penalties and they need to be made an example of. That's just my opinion. In my view, they should have been shot. Maybe not killed, but they should have been incapacitated on sight, frankly. I'm past caring with these types of people. Now, we had a panel on Question Time, and it was all about toxic masculinity. It was all about the manosphere. It was all about why there are no positive male role models for people. It's because we're run by cooked beta males in a feminized society. There's no way around that. That's just the reality of the situation. We have the creator of Adolescence on, and we're going to play this clip because I think it speaks for itself, to be honest. So I'm going to play this clip now.
Incel culture and the manosphere are terrifying things that are coming for our young men, and they want to involve them in it.
That type of person is what runs the country. I think he has a lot in common with the Prime Minister. I think he has a lot in common with a lot of male politicians in our country. This is what's running the country. This is the civil service. This is the blob. This is why we are weak and pathetic.
In terms of what healthy masculinity looks like...
Not you.
You know, I get questioned as my own masculinity all the time.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Because of the show I made, because I don't look like a certain type of man. And
right, it's not about being the alpha, it's not about being the alpha male. It really isn't. Not every male can be an alpha. You can be a sigma male, you can be strong in different ways. My view that the most positive thing you can be as a man is stoic. Now, the one that used to inspire me to be stoic and to not say a lot all the time and to be calm and measured in public and in private interactions in my life was the late Queen. Now, obviously not a man, but a strong, stoic figure. There's a lot of dignity in silence. There's a lot you can say without saying anything. By the way you carry yourself, the way you put yourself across, you can be a rock for your friends, your family, a larger community. That's why men used to be head of the household. They used to go out and make all the money, provide for their family, provide for their larger extended kith and kin. That's what men used to do, and then we were told we weren't allowed to do that. The woman had to do that as well. That the woman was just as important as the man in bringing money in, and you farm the childcare off to childminders that have no personal connection to your family or kids, and no stake in their future. And you wonder why we're having a Soyjacks break into RAF bases. If I'd done anything like that, if I was a child or I was even a young adult, my parents would have had my guts for garters. They would have turned my hide. I know better than to do anything like that. It's just something you do not do. It's as simple as. Anyway, we'll let this slow boy continue.
That worries me. Not that...
What do you mean? What did they say?
Well, if you looked at the comments in terms of... when I was announced for this panel tonight, there was about 30 or 40 questioning the way I look. And
it's not necessarily the way you look. Okay, it could be improved, but it's not that. It's your whole demeanour. You've got a hunchback, you're not sure of yourself, you're umming and ahhing, you can't string a sentence together. None of these things are positive. None of these things mean that you are a positive role model for anybody. Alright? If you're projecting weakness, people will think you are weak. It's as simple as.
And the sort of person I am, and whether I'm a soy beard twat, I think was one of the things that was...
Now that may be a bit too far, especially on interwebs and whatnot. If you want to critique somebody, if you want to critique someone's opinion or thoughts or the way they present on camera, You should make a video about it. I think criticising somebody in the comments on the way that they put themselves across, it's quite a cheap blow, because anyone can do that. You can do it in 2 seconds, and it's quite pathetic. If you want to critique somebody and you want to actually put a critique out to somebody, do a video like what I'm doing here. Make your own video, put it on your own channel, do your own video on, I don't know, anywhere, and do it that way. That'd be the mature way to handle it. Don't do it in someone's comments.
That was said about me. I think the really troubling thing, and the thing that I found talking to young people, is that pressure to look and behave in a certain way. And I do think that's something that I didn't experience growing up. You know, my hero growing up was Jarvis Cocker, a skinny weirdo. And I was able to play to that skinny weirdo within me. And there's a lot of people that say, I need to get to the gym, I need to get fit,
I can say from when I got fit before COVID that I never felt better about myself. It became part of my schedule, did it pretty much every day, and it was affirming. I was doing something positive, I was doing something good, it gave me purpose, it gave me focus, it made me stronger. There's nothing bad about any of that stuff. In fact, it'd make a lot of people a lot healthier if they came off the phones a little bit and they did something away from the computer.
To look a certain way, because that is the only way I'm going to live a normal life. And that threat of abnormality is a huge threat. And I do.
They're getting people on TV like this, demented Soyjacks that write documentaries like adolescents. The reason they do this is they want the nation weak, they want you compliant, they want you feeble, they want you unable to defend yourself. That's just my opinion. Your mileage may vary on that.
I do think we need to be helping boys through that, because it's a difficult age for them, and this particular crisis that I do believe we're in terms of social media is only exacerbated.
Right, that's enough from him. We are in a crisis, and my personal opinion is we're in a crisis, and it's entirely reversible, and it's entirely confected and created by the liberal elites for one particular reason. They like being in control, and the demented soy boys and beta males that are in control don't want to relinquish power. They would be elected out if we had a compelling alternative. Now, Keir Starmer said he was going to smash the gangs. All he's done is increase the numbers. 150%, okay? 50% higher than it was last year. Okay, so it's not going down, it's going up. This is what's coming to a council estate near you from France. I'm sure they're going to be of much benefit to our society. I'm sure they're going to assimilate and they're going to integrate, and they're not going to cause any problems whatsoever. That, of course, would be a conspiracy theory. Just like it'd be a conspiracy theory to say that these people are here to substitute certain parts of the population. So I wouldn't say that on this channel. That's not the place for that. This isn't a place for conspiracy theories. This isn't a place to say anything that isn't true. But it makes you wonder. If they were content, if they were actually committed to smashing the gangs, then why hasn't it been done? Why isn't the media or the press, why isn't anybody actually criticising the lack of thought out strategy? Where's the policy? Where's the joined up thinking? When I was in school, alright, when I was in college, the thing that my teachers used to ram home to me is, show me the thought process, show me the thinking, how do you go from A to B to C? All we're getting off the government is a slogan: smash the boats, stop the gangs. Where's the actual detail of the policy? What's actually happening? The only thing that's happening is the numbers are going up, they're not coming down. And that's because you've got demented Soyjacks and beta males in charge with no clear desire to do what's best for the people that voted them into power. The situation as I see is if you had strong male leaders in the country actually committed to doing something, those people coming from France would not set a single boot onto mainland Britain. Alright? It just wouldn't happen. It wouldn't be a thing. Alright? You would have the military in the channel, and these would be sent to some remote island or back to France ideally, and they're not our problem. It's as simple as, to hell with international law, because it's not binding. It's a series of treaties, and that's all it is. And it's not even treaties, it's conventions and agreements, alright? And if something's not working, you don't stick to it. If a marriage wasn't working, that's a poor example because I'm talking about the family unit, but you get the point. If a contract isn't working or something isn't working the way it needs to work, you get out of it. If something's not fit for purpose, or you know it's being abused by bad actors, then you change it. You don't just, well, oh well, let the invasion continue. Of course, I'm just a common man up in Cheshire. These are just my thoughts, these are just my feelings. What I do know is there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of patriots, people who actually want to do the right thing. And if you had a strong leader, a strong Prime Minister, they could mobilise as like a civilian task force, and they would stop this pretty much overnight. Now, obviously these people would remain nameless. I'm not naming anybody by name, no idea who they would be. This is just me spitballing ideas. Don't come at me, terrorist police, because this is just amusing. Alright? If you like this video, as always, let me know. Comment below, like and subscribe. You let me know if you think we're run by weak, cooked beta males and feminized society, and you think the family unit is the problem that we've got. I would have been terrified to break the law when I was a child or a young adult because of the shame on the family. Break into a military base? Are you absolutely demented? Would I ever do anything like that? No. I'm a good person. I appreciate your time, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.